Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Our research-backed videos are engaging, easy to follow, and they help ease the daily challenges like agitation and anxiety so that you can focus on connection and joy. Available by subscription on mobile and TV apps, Zinnia makes every day a little bit easier. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.
Welcome to Medicare Moments with your host, the lovely Toni King. Hi, Toni.
How are you doing, Jim? And I'm lovely today, huh? And having fun.
The question today is there a new plastic Medicare card? So, Toni, this question comes to you from Oklahoma City. Deirdre in Oklahoma City writes, Toni, I'm confused about a phone call I received yesterday from a representative with Medicare asking all types of personal questions and informing me that there is a new plastic Medicare card with a chip, like a credit card. I told the caller what you said during your online Medicare webinar about giving personal information over the phone. I'm stressed that I could have made a mistake and that I missed the new Medicare card. What should I do, or who should I call to see if Medicare is trying to contact me? Sometimes it's hard to know what the right thing to do is when it involves Medicare. From Deirdre in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So what do you have to say about that, Toni?
All I can tell somebody is when somebody calls you, if you do not know who that number is, don't answer it. Let them leave you a message because there's so many scammers. If I don't know who's on the other end of that phone call, I can't tell who the person is. I generally tell them to text me or leave me a voicemail because there's so many scams all over the place. So Deidre needs to not stress herself out because let me tell you, there is not a new Medicare card. There's not a plastic card like a credit card. Medicare has the card that they changed to in April of 2019. Medicare went from using your Social Security number with a letter at the end to a lot of numbers with some letters. Yeah.
Toni, will Medicare ever call you directly?
No, Medicare will send you a letter if they need to talk to you. Medicare does not call anybody directly. Social Security does not call anybody directly. They will send you an email or they will send you a letter saying that they need additional information. Medicare, Social Security, the IRS knows how the scams are going. Right now, there's over $100 billion. That's our dollars that are being scammed from Medicare and Medicaid because the people know that if you answer their question and you do what they ask, they can go to Medicare and get additional money. So you need to be careful.
You do. And I think you sum it up when you say fraud hurts Americans because when thieves steal from Medicare and Medicaid, there's less money available for healthcare claims and by extension for quality healthcare.
Right. And the thieves are coming from all over the world. I mean, it's amazing. And how they know when you're turning 65 or that you're on Medicare, I have no idea. But somehow they get our cell number and they start calling us like crazy.
So you're listening to Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. Medicare Moments is recognized by Feedspot.com as one of the top Medicare podcasts in the United States today. And we thank you for joining us every week, every Wednesday, like clockwork. Toni King has a brand new podcast for you to listen to. And you're listening to Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. And we're getting ready to take a break, but you're not going to want to go away because when we come back, Toni's going to give you information about the Senior Medicare Patrol where you can report fraud. We have a toll-free number, we have a website and ways to access it. So come back after this break and get all that important information.
Hi, everyone. Super Bowl champ Vernon Davis here from Legal Help Center. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up, because we have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. You can find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it, folks. If you've been injured, call and find out how much you qualify for. Call 800-497-4410. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. Today, we're talking about fraud, right, Toni?
And fraud is going rampant. Like I said, there's over $100 billion that is frauded from the government that goes to these guys that are faking it, and they're making billions.
And so you may have been approached by someone in a fraudulent way. Toni, people can report Medicare fraud and abuse. Nationwide, there's a toll-free number.
Correct. There's an organization called Senior Medicare Patrol, SMP, and their number is 877-808-2468. And their information is on our website. I've got my article on the website. They can also visit it at seniorresource.com. But if you call that number, they will help you find the closest SMP office in your state that you can report the fraud. They are looking for fraud. Medicare can't do all this by themselves.
And you also they may call you on your cell phone. You may have a caller ID number in there, and that would give them all the information they need at that time. If it's possible for them to trace back that number, you never know. But it's a good idea to report it, because if it's happening to you, then you know it's happening to other people as well.
I would say so. If they're getting $100 billion, they're just calling everybody left and right. They have telemedicine schemes, genetic testing schemes, hospice, Medicare card scam schemes, and the list goes on. They find all these different ways to do a scam. So be careful. We've got different tips. And one thing that people need to do is have a script. Go over a script with your kids so that if someone calls you and you don't know who they are, you can either hang up or just tell them, I'm sorry, I don't give out my personal information to anyone. You need to have a script. You need to know what to do. Be prepared.
And then Toni says, never give your Medicare or Social Security number to strangers who call you on the phone or come to your door. Just like you tell your grandkids not to talk to strangers, you need not to talk to them either. Play the stranger danger game. And sometimes you're just not thinking, you're flying a million miles an hour. You pick up the phone and you just start talking, and you have to just say, no, don't do that.
And I have learned that if I don't know the number and it looks funny, I just say, send me a text. I have a button I can push on my phone. It says, send me a text. I know it's a scam.
And so what about if somebody gives you a free offer, Toni? They say, well, if you answer these questions, you're going to get a free trip to wherever.
You got to realize there's not a free offer. All they're trying to do is get some money from Medicare or some money from the Medicaid system. Nothing is free at all.
What do you tell your team members to do as far as clients and Medicare numbers and such? If they're talking to someone at the Toni Says office, how do you handle someone calling in and their confidential information?
To the Toni Says office, I will take their phone number. We usually find out what zip code they're in, so we know what area they are. But we do not put their Medicare information in our system. We don't take their Medicare card. We don't get all their Social Security information so that they can email it to us. You never want to email anybody that, because that's too personal. So you want to make sure that everything's taken care of. Medicare fraud and Medicaid fraud is really exploding, and it's only going to get worse because everybody knows that the United States, they think when we retire, we just retire with all this money, and they don't realize what people are doing that have already retired, what your situation is. So you just need to make sure that you do not give anybody anything.
So be careful. Think about it before you talk. And for questions, you can call Toni at 832-519-8664. 832-519-8664. Email her at info@tonisays.com. That's TONISAYS.com. And the other thing, Toni's website is good for a lot of things. You have the webinars, you have the books, you have other information there. But getting back to what you said earlier about Medicare fraud, you have an article that gives you a link and people can connect and report Medicare fraud if they've been the victim, or at least even if someone's tried and not succeeded because you sense danger, still let Medicare know about it. Correct, Toni?
That's right. And if you don't feel that it's safe, call the Social Security office, call your local Social Security office, call Medicare. And you know what? Call your congressman, because that's what they get paid for, to protect us. That's their job. Okay?
Well, thank you for joining us for this edition of Medicare Moments. Toni, back to you.
Well, I just thank you, Jim. And we just have fun letting everybody know what's going on. And it just blew my mind when I saw that there's over $100 billion a year being scammed. That's our money. And that can help us help seniors that can't pay for their prescription drugs. That needs to stay here. And we can help America with Medicare. Don't you think, Jim?
That's right, Toni. Just like you say, every podcast. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Jim. I'll see you, and you go have a good day, and God bless you, and God bless America.
Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Zinnia offers research-backed videos intentionally created for people with dementia, engaging, calming, and easy to follow. Whether you need to ease agitation, create moments of joy, or make daily routines smoother, Zinnia is here to help. Family and professional caregivers use our content to turn challenges into opportunities for connection. Accessible by subscription on mobile devices and connected TVs, Zinnia is simple to use whenever you need it. Because when caregiving feels easier, life feels better. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.